Reseating the Kontron.
Hello, my name is Tony Roach. I'm the training and field service rep for OPW with the Integra tank gauge. And I want to talk today a little bit about one of the problems that we see in the field, and that is what tech support and I would call the Kontron connections coming loose. The Kontron is this board that's under this heat sink right here, and it plugs into the main board with a connector here and matching connectors on the bottom. Now, in order to reseat these connectors, we have to remove this main board, and we have another video out there on how to remove the main board if you need instruction on that. But I want to point out a couple of the things that happen with this board that can cause these issues to arise. We have an error that is called a UPS error, and this is a picture of it. If you get this on your screen, the first thing that you need to do, as I said, is remove this board and make sure the connectors on this are seated. One of the things that we have seen happen in the field is a good technician will hook everything up, and then they will go in and make sure that all their connections are tight. One of the things they will do in order to make that check is to push this board in and make sure it's seated. Now, I don't know whether you can notice or not, but you notice how the main board behind there is flexing a little bit when I push that? That can actually cause the Kontron board to come unplugged and bring that UPS error up. So in order to correct that, as I said, we have to take it out of the machine. So now we have the board out, and if you look, you can see these are the two connectors at the top, and then we have two matching connectors at the bottom, and it's normally one of these two that comes loose. Now, if you look at that at a glance, I mean, you can see it looks fine. It doesn't look like there's any problem, but I want you to notice this little gap right here. Now, there's two ways that we can reseat this thing. One way is to lay it down on a table and push it down flat, but the way I choose to do it is I literally just get a hold of the board, and if it needs to be seated, you'll hear it and feel it when you squeeze it, and it just like that. And you heard the little snap when it snapped back in place. Now, if you'll look, so if you notice now, after we snapped it in, there's no gap on the edges of those connectors. That means that this is now completely seated. We generally check the two at the top and the two at the bottom just for good measure, but like I mentioned, we don't usually have problems with the ones at the bottom. This board is now ready to reinstall, put all of the CF card and the USB key and the Dallas chip back into it, and you should come up and work normally from that UPS error at that point.